All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Gar Capital. It is Thursday, August 17th, 2023. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to join me this morning, every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the YouTube channel. Glad to have you on board. Let's go ahead and start around the horn this morning. Dow futures up 43 points. Some of that was Walmart this morning. They reported earnings. We'll go over that here on the market blog, which what you're seeing in front of you is our Discord channel. Nasdaq futures bouncing 15,006, currently up about 0.44%. The S&P 4434, the Russell 1887 up 0.46%. 10-year Treasury yield still going higher. Stocks don't care apparently, 4.29% this morning. The dollar's down. Maybe that's why equities are higher. 103.14. That's down this morning. The VIX 16.5, down 1.67%. Crude oil up 1.18%, 80.31. Got in a bounce last night. I am short crude, so this price action kind of sucks, and we're going to go over that here in a second. Gasoline futures up 1%, $2.65 a gallon. 19.30 for gold futures, up 0.13%. Silver futures 22.90, up 1.64%. Copper $3.70, up 1.37%. Euro dollar 109.06, up 27 pips. Dollar yen 145.67, down 67 pips. Pound dollar up 43 pips, 127.72. I am short the euro dollar. I was up. The signal's up. I don't trade Forex personally. I don't have a broker. 109.05. We're basically flat on that euro dollar. We've been holding on to that trade for a couple days now. It's just choppy. That's all. But more downside is expected, at least on the euro dollar. Bitcoin futures, that's down 2.28%, getting at least some movement. 1788. Ethereum down 1.87%. So what happened overnight? Nothing changed overnight. Really some headlines here and there. So let's go over it. China reportedly told state banks to escalate yuan intervention. That's their currency. This week, according to Bloomberg sources, U.S. plans new tariffs on food, canned metal from China, Germany, and Canada. And then this came up this morning because I also bought puts on Tesla again. We did hit a bag yesterday, so well done. And if you missed the exit from yesterday morning where we talked about it, it got to 100% again. So 120 or something like that, or 113 on the Tesla puts. There were the 225s. We're going to go over that here this morning. So here's the headline this morning: why Tesla was up pre-market, or is it up pre-market still? Let me see. I have it on my other screen. Yeah, it's up about $1. Here's the headline. Tesla traders circulating unverified chatter that Tesla's new Model 3 began to collect orders in China and could become available September-October 2023. Rejigged model, I don't know, that was a copy-paste, rejigged. I don't know what that means. I guess revamped model, said to have sleeker exterior and interior design. Tesla revamped Model 3 mass China output could start next month. Again, that's the Bloomberg headline. U.S. listed shares of Chinese firms rise pre-market on hopes of more stimulus measures from Beijing. Rinse and repeat. So got the Bloomberg article here. Let's see what else we got. Yields continue to keep rising as international demand fades. China cuts U.S. Treasury holdings to 14-year low. Saudi Arabia stockpile of U.S. Treasuries fell to its lowest level in more than 6 years. As Japanese long-term yields rose due to tighter monetary policy, the largest foreign holders of U.S. Treasuries, Japanese investors, became less interested in bonds and asked for a premium, hence higher yields. China is not in deflation right now. This is from the People's Bank of China, excuse me. We expect CPI to rebound from August. We'll make credit growth more stable and sustainable. We'll keep the yuan exchange rate basically stable. So again, this Tesla headline may start next month, unverified claims, anonymous. So of course, right when I get into puts again, that's when these really unsubstantiated headlines come in. That's the market for you guys. That just happens. An analyst from Oppenheimer and maintain NVIDIA to outperform with a target of $500 from a previous price of $420. That is not the highest on the street. I think it was Bernstein or someone else that had an $800 limit or $800 price target. And again, price targets are 12 months. So they're expecting basically NVIDIA to double by next year. Wouldn't that be wonderful if that happens? So again, that's the headlines here. One more here is Walmart. They raised their full year forecast as grocery and online growth fuel higher sales. And you could see $1.84 versus the 169 estimate. Revenue of $161 billion versus $159 billion for the quarter. They guided $1.45 to $1.50. The estimate is $1.49. So a slight beat on the guidance. Raises fiscal year adjusted EPS $6.36 to $6.46 to $6.25. So again, a beat on terms of the guidance into next year. The only thing that stood out after that was that we got a headline regarding Walmart. Walmart CFO sees uncertainty in the economy during the rest of the year, but yet they raised guidance for 2024. I mean, Walmart is pretty much the front lines of the consumer, as we know. They have a larger grocery presence than Target. So if we kind of want to compare both, is it that Target's items are not in demand of what they sell most of? Or is it just the fact that, you know, people are just shifting over to more groceries, more staples than discretionary? Target would be more of a discretionary, but they have groceries and other stuff. But Walmart is more of the one-stop shop for everybody. There goes crude at 80.50. So I'm keeping an eye on it. So again, those are the headlines this morning. Good morning. Can we take a look at the PGR chart? I like it for a short to fill the gap. Cautious, there's no volume. Yeah, there's no volume. I'd definitely be cautious on it. I don't know much about that company, PGR. You're talking about the gap fill here that we just got at 126.47 progressive. I never knew that ticker was PGR. No earnings. I don't know exactly what the headline came from. The earnings came from July, and then we fell down, and then we boosted back up. If there's no volume, that means they're not in demand, and it's going to be very hard to sell. It's easy to buy something, very easy, but it's very hard to sell in terms of like options. Again, it's all about the bid and ask, and you're already at a low liquidity point, like we talked about. Not the best. One quick note on liquidity, and I want to talk about it. There was a really great headline that said shitquidity, and boy, isn't that the perfect way to say it. So let's go over the liquidity rather quickly. It says here, this Friday starts the most common, quote, two-weeker of the whole year for global Wall Street, returns to trade September 5th, post-U.S. holiday Labor Day. Top of the book, liquidity has markedly dropped in the past 2 weeks. This is your liquidity chart on S&P 500 book depth. It's not there. Very difficult. You're walking on a tightrope there in order to trade. For example, we'll talk about Tesla. Tesla, we got a bag on it yesterday. I got back in. We have a gap to fill here. Very ugly daily candle. Right at 229.93 is my gap fill. You can see we're up about $1 on, again, anonymous headlines about a new Model 3 in China. Nothing confirmed. The only thing that stands out that may kind of mess, again, this is an hourly chart on Tesla. I mean, guys, it's not bearish. I mean, it's not bullish in any metric. The one thing that stands out, and again, this could kind of give us a little bit of an issue. This is why I bought time for next week. Elon Musk is in Japan. God knows if he starts saying that he's going to open a factory over there. So this is why you buy time. Last week, you learn from your mistakes. We got into Tesla for the same week. If we would have bought the Tesla puts for this week again, we'd be pulling our hair. But since we have time, we get to relax, let the price action play out. Let's see here real quick into Netflix. And I really want to show this to everybody that's in the Discord. Take a look at Netflix here. We're going to go to the 15-minute chart. Again, look at that gap right here, right? 409.30. We got there after market. Almost there, 409.42. And then a bounce on really nothing. Nothing has changed. If anything, the China headlines have gotten worse. The dollar's down, sure, but yields are still up. So is this more of a dead cat bounce? It looks like it. I don't think anything has really changed on the S&P 500. Walmart reported earnings, yes, but that's not a big part of the S&P. That's more of the Dow, and the Dow is pulling back. So what exactly is changing? Amazon took CVS's place for Blue Cross in California. So a nice pop there for about $1. But other than that, let's take a look at some pre-market movers on the heat map. Here we go. If I can get this loaded. My apologies, guys. And here we go. All right, so we have NVIDIA up. That's going to help S&P and the S&P and the NASDAQ, excuse me. Google is up this morning on a Wall Street Journal headline that it is that Microsoft cannot keep up with Google in regards to the AI fight, even though they had a lead, which is Microsoft. So let me go ahead and get you that headline here. Where was it? Okay, here we go. Google, Microsoft. Microsoft struggles to gain on Google despite its head start in its AI search. That was the Wall Street Journal. CVS falls as much as 6.4%. Again, that was the headline regarding this. Cisco also reported earnings. They also beat as well. But let me give you the headline regarding Blue Shield. Blue Shield of California to drop CVS Health Caremark as pharmacy benefit manager. I know a lot of people have been asking me about CVS. CVS, of course, we know has the storefronts like a Walgreens. Walgreens, Boots, and CVS have been underperforming. Blue Shield of California to partner with Amazon and Mark Cuban's drug company. So expect those pharmaceutical companies, the pharmacies exactly, to actually pull back a little bit. And you could see healthcare taking a hit, CVS taking a hit, Cigna Group, Humana, Centene, and United Health all pulling back. So that's what's hurting the Dow this morning. Take a look at Walmart. It's up 0.65%. It was up 2% on earnings, and it pulled back a little bit. I wouldn't chase this move at all. Energy bouncing back finally. I mean, really just dead cat bounce for the most part. Let's take a look at crude. 80.59 now. We got near the support from about 2 Thursdays ago at 78.74. I got short on it. Let me see the break on it just to make sure. Give me a second here. Make sure. I got in at 79.14, so we're down quite a bit here. But again, nothing has really broken. That's the key. We're not at the stop yet. We're right near the 20-day. Just want to see if we reject that. We do have a double top on crude. We also have this resistance here of around 85. So it could be just some, short covering. Who knows? But I'm going to keep an eye and see what crude does today. But that's where we are this morning, getting a pullback on Netflix slightly again. This move. Now we're finally red on Netflix this morning. We should have been open at 409.38. That's where we should have opened and cut bags. But these things happen. That's why it's a market. If it was easy, guys, everyone would do it. If it was easy, it wouldn't give you that much joy when you do well. Well, XOM calls hit. The XOM calls got chopped up. We bought time. Let's take a look at it. Not even chopped. Crude pullback, and look at the highs we got. 112.16. Got the breakout we wanted. Now we're just seeing if we can actually get at least some kind of bounce so we can at least salvage some premium. But this is a complete pullback in liquidity on ExxonMobil, and you could see how crude got affected as well from 84 to 79. Bad timing. Things happen. Got the break that we wanted. There's still a gap fill on XOM, but it got teased. We got teased. That's about it. Thoughts on the VIX? Let's take a look at it. Volatility index this morning, nothing special. You're above the 100-day moving average. You're above the 20, so elevated VIX, sure. But 20 is still the key for resistance that you're looking for. Wouldn't want to buy volatility here at all anyways. Apple was, again, put on watch by Citibank. They say the iPhone 15 is a big catalyst, so they're on Apple Watch. Other than that, you've been stuck in a range. It's about to go, well, almost close to red for pre-market sell. Slow melting ice in the sun, in the August sun is what we're getting. Thoughts on GEX, DEX, or Vanna? I don't know if that's companies or crypto. What do you think about PayPal long term? Let's see. PayPal long term. Well, that's a really good question. And here's really the answer. Are you willing to handle the swings on a PayPal? Are you willing to hold on to it if there's an acquisition possibly? Are you willing to see if you can get to 44.30? PayPal is profitable. It's not like they're not. They're just lost a CEO. Everything is pretty much horrifically wrong in these companies in terms of all the news priced in, whether it's fintech pulling back, market share lost, the advent of Zelle, those things have been put into the name. It's an absolute disaster of a company in terms of the earnings. And we could see in a longer period of time how much it has fallen off from grace from 2021. This thing was at 44.30 back in 2017. Could we revisit that? Could you wait for that? I don't see why not. And it pays to wait. You don't have to buy the shares now. You could just wait in cash and hold on to bonds paying about 4 to 5%. That's the problem, is that, again, we don't have demand for these companies in growth that are not going to provide safe, adjusted returns the way bonds do. Now, again, are you going to get rich off bonds? No, but you're going to protect your wealth. Are you going to get rich off PayPal? Well, it depends on which side you go, right? It depends how heavy you go. But I think that right now, where we are in the market is in a place of that it's not really worth investing in anything right now. It's not really paying to invest in stocks when you have other alternatives. This isn't 2020. This isn't 2018 where there was no alternative, meaning rates were so low. That's what changes. This is what the Fed wanted to do. We still have demand in AI, as we know with NVIDIA, but banks are turning into utilities. That's what we're going to turn into with banks. They're so regulated. It's not like 2003, post 1997 to 2008, where banks were making so much revenue. You were talking about the financials back in 2005, 2006, were nearly 30% of all S&P 500 revenue, just the financials. Those days are done with regulation. So I like financials like JPM again, but I don't see any reason to buy anything here. There's just nothing really to do other than to trade and try to collect imbalances in prices, which is what we do on a daily basis. And so far, so good, at least, other than crude oil, which has been pretty much, again, it's still a leg down. We just have to watch it. Anthony or Palestri, I think if you're talking about Manchester United, Anthony. Those are option flows. Option what? Option flows? You're talking about GEX, DEX, Urbana. I have not heard of any of those names whatsoever. So I'm not sure. I don't want to sound ignorant than I already do sometimes. I don't want to, give an answer where I'm not really sure. So I'm going to have to skip that question. Sorry. Let's see. Anything else? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yeah, I mean, again, guys, what we're really watching is to see if, do we pull back some more? And we could see the NASDAQ's pulling back. Again, I'm short on the NASDAQ too. I was up 60 points before I went to bed. And then we got to bounce on really nothing. So I think this is going to be sold off, to be completely honest. Walmart beat and raised. Cisco also beat. They were up. But other than that, what has changed since yesterday? Not really much. Not really much, guys. Nothing has really changed. You're still in that kind of weird 2-week period where not much is going on. So again, we're just going to follow the technicals. We're going to follow exactly what we've been doing and see what we do from there. If we can get Tesla and Netflix today, that'd be wonderful. They are from next week. If we can get a reversal on NASDAQ, that'd be nice too. If we can get a reversal on crude, that'd be nice. And a pullback on the euro, that'd be very nice. So we got some stuff on the board. Not too boring here at Guard Capital. Always look at something to look for, but we're not going to force the issue either. So the key is to just be patient, and trading is waiting. So that's it for the morning note. Have a great rest of your Thursday. I will see you guys tomorrow for the next morning note. Don't forget, tomorrow in the afternoon and the evening, I do the market recap where we talk about the week, we preview the next week, and we talk about all the trades that we did. Glad to have you again, as always. Have a great rest of your morning. I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.